Hey guys, I'm going to go over the Transformation Study Guide. If you looked on eClass, we're not doing all of these, so here's what I would suggest you do since I'm going over this on the video. If you have a printer at home, you can always print, but if not, the document's available on the calendar on October 2nd today, which is Tuesday. So if you want to see a document, like the actual document, you want to see that separately from the video, then feel free to go there and download it or look it up. So, so I'm going to go ahead and go over these. Now I'm going to treat it like I'm not allowed to write on the test, so because that requires a little bit of a different way of approaching the answers to these questions. So number one, using scrap paper. Number one, triangle PQR has vertices P at 3, 7, Q at negative 1, 11, and R at 2, 13. What are the coordinates of the vertices of the image of triangle PQR after a translation of 5 units right and 3 units down? Okay, that's a lot of words, and I suggest that for this video, you try to do it on your own. Like, pause this video, read the question on your own, and see if you can figure it out on your own first, okay? Try not to be dependent too much on me. Okay, so if it's saying to find the image after the translation, that means this right here, these are the pre-image. So what I would do is on my scrap paper, I would write down the coordinates. P is at 3, 7, okay? And if you want to just do that one, you can, to be faster, but I'm just going to show you what happens if I did it to all three, because sometimes they trick you. So what are the coordinates of the vertices of the image? Okay, image means the prime, so we need to find the prime, okay, of these after a translation. Now if it's a translation of 5 units right, okay, let's talk about 5 units right. I'm going to put RT for right, 3 units down. Okay, so which one is an X movement? I think I might need to focus this. Hold on a second. Maybe that helps? Okay. Now, right, when you have right, that's an X movement. So what it's saying is you're going to take your X, and then since it's going positive, because it's going right, you go X plus 5. So all your original X's are going to have 5 added to them. Whereas all the Y's are going to have 3 subtracted from them because it's going down. Okay, so let's look at this. This is your X, Y, X, Y, X, Y. So every X you're going to add a 5 to it. Okay, so every X you're going to add a 5. So what's 3 plus 5? That's 8. Negative 1 plus 5, 4. 2 plus 5 is 7. Okay, so we're done with that. Now the Y's go down 3. So you're going to subtract 3 from the Y's, subtract 3 from the Y, subtract 3 from the Y. Now, if you have multiple choice, you might be able to start canceling out already, but I'm just going to do this for a second. 11 minus 3 is a positive 8. 13 minus 3 is a positive 10. So I forgot to do this one. 7 minus 3 is a positive 4. So I see an 8, 4 here, but okay, well, it looks like that's the only one that's 8, 4. So we got lucky, then it has to be A. But let's see, 8, 4, 4, 8, 4, 8, 7, 10, 7, 10. Cool. Okay? So a way to do this kind of more shortcut is just to do one and make sure that you look at all your answer choices before you choose. Then you don't have to bother doing the other two. Okay? Number 2. So number 2, triangle EFG. So I'm going to say again, try to pause the video, do this first, see if you can figure out which one it is, and then listen to my explanation or just find out what the answer was. Triangle EFG has vertices E here, F here, and G here. Find the coordinates of the image, which means after, of point G after a reflection across the x-axis. So it only wants G. Okay, so if I cover that up for a second and I write, okay, this is my pre-image. Now I want to find my image, okay, after a reflection of G over of point G over the x-axis. Remember what we said? The x-axis, if it reflects over the x-axis, the x should stay the same, and the y should change sign. So here it's positive, then change it to a negative. Now let me look at my answer choices, because there's so many traps here, guys. If you let your eyes play tricks on you, you might accidentally pick the wrong one. So it should be 4, negative 5, so it's not that one, not that one. It has to be C. So the answer is C. Okay. All right, number 3. Okay, now number 3, some students got thrown off by this picture. They're like, whoa, Ms. Hong, what is going on here? Why does a picture look like that? The reason that they do this is to save space, because this is in the first quadrant. There's all this empty space in quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. That's just a waste of space. So they cut it out, they crop it out, and they just focus on quadrant 1, okay? So that's why this is here. But the number hasn't changed. So this is still 1, this is still 2, 3, 4. Now I know I'm writing on the test, because technically you're not supposed to, but I just wanted to directly show you how to get this, okay? What's going on here. This is still 0, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so now let's see what it says. What are the coordinates of the vertices of the image of triangle RST? So triangle R, when it says the image of that, means this is your pre-image, okay? All right, so maybe I'll write on the test so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. This is the pre-image. This is the pre-image, okay? So it's asking you to find the vertices of the image of this, okay, after a rotation of 180 degrees. So let's talk about, so what you should do is, before I start looking at all this, because you're going to just pick the wrong answer if you're not careful, let's find the original coordinates, T, S, R. Okay, I'm going to write it here. So I'm going to find T, S, R. So let's find the original coordinates, and then we'll do what happens after 180 degree rotation. Okay? I just like writing it to show me what I'm doing to the original coordinates. So T is at 1, 2. Okay, and then S is at 3, 7. R is at 5, 7. Okay? So where's T prime, S prime, R prime going to be? Well, if you remember the rules for rotation, they both just change signs. So these are all positive. That means they all are going to become negative. Okay, because if they're positive, they're going to turn negative. So now let's find these. These are the coordinates we want to find. So if you go to T prime here, let's see, I see a T prime. Nope, it's not this one. T prime, okay, -1, -2, nope, not that one, -1. Ooh, I have, this one is correct. So let me double check the others. So -3, -7, 5, -7, -5, -7, cool. The answer is D. Okay, now 4, which of the following shows the letter T reflected over the y-axis? Let me get some paper. So I know that you're not allowed to fold the paper, but I'm hoping this helps you visualize it. Since it says reflect over the y-axis, you need to use the y-axis as your fold. So imagine this as your pre-image. Actually, you don't have to imagine it because it's right there. And then you're going to fold it over the y-axis. And there is where it should be in that quadrant 1. So let's see the multiple choice questions, or choices, are on the other side. So which one ended up in the first quadrant? Nope. Yes. Nope. Nope. So the answer is B. Number 5. So I didn't really need to show work for that one. Let's go to number 5. What are the coordinates of triangle FGH, so this is your pre-image, after a dilation centered at the origin with a scale factor of 2? Okay, so scale factor of 2. Alright, so we're going to multiply everything by that, which means instead of like confusing myself by looking at that too early, let me write the coordinates. So I have an F, I have a G, and I have an H. Okay, so let me go ahead and write those coordinates. Be careful, at least these are numbered for you. Now you just have to be careful you do X before Y. So 1, 1 is H. Okay, 0, 6 is G, and then F is at 3, 4. Now if you're going to multiply everything by 2, because that's what the scale factor is, 3 times 2, well, let me go ahead and get my primes ready. I'm dilating this by a scale factor of 2. Multiply 3 times 2, 6. 4 times 2, 8. 0 times 2, 0. 6 times 2, 12. 1 times 2, 2. 1 times 2, 2. All right, let's see where these are. So I see, if I look at this, I see answer choice A. However, oh no, all of them are different now. Let me double check. 0, 12, yep, and 2, 2, excellent. So the answer is A. Okay, now number 6. Number 6, it says graph the translation ABC of triangle ABC, here it is, 3 units up and 6 units left. So I'm not allowed to write on the test, but I can put my pencil on it. So if, let's say I decide, I'm going to see where C prime ends up. Okay, this is number 6. So let's see, if I go up 3, 1, 2, 3, left 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, C prime ends up here, which is at -5, 0. Okay, so I can go ahead and check which one matches that for my multiple choices, but let me try one more. A prime. So if, oh, that looks like half. I'm going to go for B prime. I could do the half, and that's no problem. However, I want to try one that doesn't have a half and see if I can figure it out. So I go up 3 units from B, so 1, 2, 3, and then 6 units left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm on the x-axis again. That's -2, 0. Let's see if we can find that on the answer choices. So let's look at A. C prime being at -5, 0. Nope, it's at -4, 1, so it's not A. Here it looks like it, -5, 0, and then B is at -2, 0. Let's just double check that none of the other answer choices do that. Yep, so the answer should be B. Okay, let's skip to number 8. Which best describes the transformation of the square from R to S? Okay, translation and rotation, but if it was a rotation, it wouldn't have changed size. Translation, it slides over, so you can think of it as a translation, which means it slides. But then if it rotated, maybe it might do something like this or like this, but it would stay the same size, so it can't be this one. It looks like a translation dilation. Let's look on the choices here. We got a rotation and reflection, no, because the size changed. Translation and reflection, no, because the size changed. So the answer would have to be C. All right? Number 9. Nope, we'll skip to number 11. It says draw the image of the triangle. So let me do number 11 here since I'm not allowed to draw in here. Draw the image of a triangle with vertices. So here's a triangle. These are the pre-image. So you have 1, 3, 2, 5, 4, 3. And then it says, once I draw that, then perform the following transformation, perform a 180 rotation about the origin. Well, then that means these are all going to change signs. So they don't swap, they just change signs. Since they're all positive, then they all become negative without swapping place. So let's find these. Okay, so we go over here. All right, 1, 3, where's C? 1, 3. I don't see that here at answer choice A, so that doesn't even help us. Okay, I have a 1, 3 here, and then looks like a 180. Yeah, it does look like it went halfway around the circle. So -1, -3 is here, -2, -5. It looks like it's this one. Let's double check though. Okay, number 11 doesn't even have a point at 1, 3, so that doesn't, or letter C doesn't. D does, so let's double check this one. 1, 3, 2, 5, 4, 3. Okay, so that works. Now let's see if the rotation is over here. -1, -3. Nope, it's not it. So this doesn't match up, so this can't be D, it has to be B. Okay, now let's go to number 14. 14 says the graph below represents the dilation from ABCD to A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime. What is the scale factor of the dilation? Okay, when it asks for the scale factor, you got to do image over pre-image. So let's pick some points. Okay, well, looks like A is at 1 is kind of covered by this, but 1 and then 2. Where does A prime end up? So A prime is at 3, looks like 6. Okay? So now to find, since they have your pre-image and your image, to find the scale factor, pick one of these to divide by. So 3 is your image, and divide by 1, the scale factor must be 3. Or you can do 6 divided by 2, and it still gives you 3. So the scale factor must have been 3. So A makes the best choice. Now, can you guys tell whether this was a reduction or an enlargement? It was an enlargement because the pre-image is smaller and then the image with the primes is bigger. So it can't be these because these are less than, these are between 0 and 1, whereas these, it has to be one of these two because it was greater than 1. Okay. And then I'm going to, since we did 19 in class, I'm going to go to number 20. Okay, number 20. Okay, so you need to tell whether this is a reflection, rotation, dilation, translation, or none of these. So this one is definitely a reflection because if you take a patty paper, I'm just going to recycle one I had. If you have the pre-image and imagine the line being about here, halfway, and you fold it over, then the B will match up with the B prime, C with C prime, A with A prime. So this is a reflection. Okay, and then this one, if you think about rotating it, so let's see here. If I have C, B, A, and then I rotate it, okay, oh, maybe not this way, but I could do like 90 degrees counterclockwise. Then the A matches up with the A prime, B with B prime, and C with C prime. So this is a rotation. C. This is none of these because it changed shape. And all of our transformations, they at least keep their shape. So this is not correct. It doesn't have any special name for that. This one looks like it's a slide. So if you take your patty paper and you put A, B, C, D, and you slide it, and A matches with A prime, B with B prime, D with D prime, C with C prime. This is definitely a translation. And this one kept its shape, just got smaller, so this is a dilation. Hopefully that helps. If anything, I would strongly review your rules and go back over your interactive notebook, okay? This is the end of the video.